This has been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Oh, yes.
So before we get started, I have my usual Spider-Man co-host here, Patrick,
Hello.
and Dan, who was in the other two Insomniac games.
What's up?
But I have a new guest who hasn't been on YouTube in a few years. Introduce yourself.
I'm Cody.
He's Cody. That's his name.
Yay!
He's so enthused to be here. I
So great.
kind of forced him here against his will.
Frankie chained him to a chair and locked him in the basement.
God damn it! How did you know?
He knows me so well.
Yeah, I do know Frankie a little bit too well.
So, in case you guys haven't figured it out, we are talking about Spider-Man 2. Patrick, was it the fourth game called Spider-Man 2 we reviewed?
Is it?
There's Spider-Man 2 Enter Electro.
Enter Electro, the Raimi movie.
And then The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Well, that one's just called Amazing Spider-Man 2. So yeah, this is the third game.
Yeah, Pat's got you there. No, you're wrong, man.
I mean, you could count it as 4 if you want to count Amazing Spider-Man.
There are two Spider-Man 2s, the one we just played, and the Raimi one.
And Enter Electro.
No.
Yeah, well, that one has a tagline, so it kind of...
exactly, that was not called Spider-Man 2.
Fuck you.
You lose, man.
So Cody, since you've never actually been on this channel, we're going to start with you. What is your history with Spider-Man games?
History. Okay, so... let's see. My earliest memory was the PS1 / I think it was also on... No, PS2 / Dreamcast one. I think it was just called Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was on the PS1.
Spider-Man 2000. It was on everything.
Yeah, right. Okay, so it was the one where Carnage was chasing you down the hallway at the end.
Oh,
yeah,
Monster Rock.
Yeah,
That is the part that sticks with... Yeah, Monster Rock, exactly. That's the part that sticks with me. So I want to say that that's the earliest part that I remember, but the one that really matters is, of course, Raimi Spider-Man 2.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
The swinging. It's never... I'm sorry. That set up everything.
It really did, though. Like, straight up.
That game flat out changed the superhero video game genre.
It did, though, because now, like, you have every other superhero game that's been trying to emulate it.
I mean, for the time, it served the same purpose as X-Men 1. Like, it was around the same time, right? X-Men 4 movies.
X-Men was 2000.
So was Spider-Man, wasn't it?
Spider-Man was 2002.
Okay, again, around the same time.
Yeah, around the same time,
Okay.
yeah.
And then the games did it, and then it was like X-Men and Spider-Man were just building this thing together.
And just like in the 90s.
and then the MCU built on it, and then, we got to now where the MCU is just dead.
We don't,
We don't talk about that. I
don't want to talk about the MCU right now.
I'm just impatiently waiting for the Fantastic Four to show up so it can come back to life.
Fantastic Four exists in the... what universe is the Marvel Insomniac games?
Oh, Patrick would be the one who knows
What's its universe number?
What universe designation number, yes?
1040... It's either 1046 or 1048.
The fact that you kind of know that is screwing with my brain.
Close enough. At least it's something. Either way, Fantastic Four does already exist there.
They do?
Yeah, the Baxter building is in this game now. Yeah,
it replaced the Fisk.
Fisk Tower.
Fisk. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think the Avengers Tower is still in this one, and Sanctuary.
It's exactly the same, I think.
Yeah. I got giddy when I got on top of it and I saw the Fantastic Cars landing pad.
Why would they tear down Fisk Tower, though?
Because screw him.
No, but like they destroyed
he was a criminal.
So, I don't care. The Fantastic Four deserved that lot more than him.
Cody, for the audience sake, you have played the previous two Insomniac games, I presume.
Yeah, the only platinum. I'm done with them except for Miles PS4.
Oh, actually, before we talk about the game, because this is still a very new release, as this recording came out like a week ago. Where does everybody stand in terms of progress? Like, where are you guys all at?
Again, platinum. I have nothing left to do.
I have 2 more trophies I need to get.
But you have 100% of the map and stuff?
Yeah, I'm 100% of the map.
Okay. I also have the platinum. Dan, what about you?
I'm around 50-ish%. I've finished the main story, of course. I've finished the Flame storyline thing.
Okay.
Interesting. How did you get to 50% without? No, hold on. How did you finish the main story at 50%? That's like how?
Doing no side quests.
Okay, yeah.
Literally nothing. You just went straight to the story.
Around halfway through the main game, when Venom finally showed up, I was like, okay, it's main missions from here on out. I'm not spending any more time on anything, so I just did all the main missions only, and now I'm just doing all the side stuff.
To give him some credit,
Fair enough.
To give him some credit, once Venom shows up, the sense of urgency is like through the roof. It's just like, I gotta stop.
Oh,
I can't.
I stopped and did some side quests.
Taking pictures.
So speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about the storyline first, and then we'll talk about gameplay, graphics, negatives, positives, all that.
I feel like you should go with gameplay first because
we always do story first.
All right, fine.
Yeah, don't you fucking tell us what to do.
I'm new, bitch.
So, the game takes place, I believe, 10 months after Miles Morales.
Sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
And Peter is now a teacher at Miles' school.
Is he though?
For a few minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
And Miles sees sand outside. And he's like, "Mr. Parker, I need your help." And he's like, he pretends he has to go to the bathroom. Oh, just so you audience know, if you haven't played this yet, don't watch this. Go play it.
Yeah,
Like,
we're going to be covering the plot.
Hold on. No, you can get halfway through this review but without major spoilers.
Oh no, I need to inform them now. If you don't want us to be spoiled,
all right,
don't watch this review because we are spoiling the fuck out of this game. Shut up, Cody.
I already did. What the hell?
Yeah, so he sees Sand and he's like, "Hey, I need help." So they both go to beat up Sandman because that's what Spider-Man does. But something's not quite right with him, and we'll get back to that when we talk about the side quests. But here we're introduced to the Web Wings, which are new additions to the suit.
Great addition.
Oh yeah, and Peter now has the metal spider arms. I forgot what they're called in game.
The iron arms.
Thank you. And before we say anything, they actually do balance out with the Venom powers pretty well, I think.
They do. Mm-hmm. Actually, all of the square, triangle, circle, and cross abilities do.
Don't call it cross. I don't care what.
They call it that. I didn't do that.
Yeah, well, they're wrong.
Yeah, they are wrong.
It's the export.
PlayStation is wrong.
So, even though Peter actually left to save everybody, you hid and ran, you're fired. Fuck you. That's the story of Peter's life.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much.
So now he lives at Aunt May's house, and is trying to clean it up because Aunt May, passed away. And he meets up with MJ, who is now working for J. Jonah Jameson.
And has a completely different face, even though they say she doesn't.
Shut the fuck up.
She does.
But while Peter's cleaning up the house, Mary Jane leaves and screams. And you're like, huh? Harry Osborn is there. So we're now getting a follow up on the post credit scenes of the first 2 games.
Sounds like Spider-Man 3.
I hate
Oh,
you
really?
so much.
You are literally describing Spider-Man 3.
I'm talking about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, but you're talking about the movie Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. That is what you are describing.
So they go on like this bike ride and they start reminiscing, and you get some flashbacks of young Peter, which I was not expecting to see in this game.
It was a really cool sequence.
Yeah,
honestly.
it is.
Yeah, that
And
was a good flashback.
I think they're trying to imply this is like when he first got his powers. Like
No,
Yeah.
no, he's had them for a while at that point.
It looked like it was still like maybe year 1, year 2.
Yeah, I agree with within the first year. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking, and Harry's like, "I got a second chance. I'm gonna take advantage of it. We're gonna heal the world." We'll come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
So while that's going on, Miles is also trying to get into college, and he's struggling with his essay because he's also Spider-Man.
And he can't get his friends into college, and then Aunt May dies because of that. Oh, sorry, that's No Way Home.
God damn it.
I mean, yeah.
Also, while that's going on, you find out that Sandman, I missed this, was being hunted by someone. He's freaking out. And you find out that someone is Kraven the Hunter. So he's our main antagonist, right? Right? Kraven's the main villain, yeah.
For half the game, yes.
Yeah.
We already knew that.
Yeah, he's totally not he's totally the final villain. Yeah, he's the big problem. Anyway, so
Hold on, pause. Spoiler? No all spoiler, right?
we're talking about spoilers here.
Okay, got it.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, so we're still going. So the Harry, going back a little bit, is setting up a new like it's called the Emily May Foundation, which is based on both Aunt May and Emily
Osborn, whose maiden name matters because this is now not the Osborn curse from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's whatever her maiden name was. Curse.
Jesus Christ! The fact that the fact that you put that in my head, I hate you so
I'm
much.
telling you, it is the same storyline from TASM 2. It's the same story, but it's just not the Osborn curse. It's Emily.
It's kind of a theme with this game is where they take inspiration from a bunch of different stuff throughout different media and comics and kind of improve on it.
I literally talked to Frankie about this earlier. I feel like this entire series is pulling from TASM 2, but doing it right.
Well, these games have better writers.
When we get to the third act, I'll say that it improves on something else.
I know exactly.
Okay, just purely talking about story, I feel like the first game has a better story, but the second game, not counting Miles because that was also a solid side story, the second Spider-Man 2 has just the best gameplay.
I don't know if I'd say Spider-Man 1 has a better story, because I find the main villain of this one a lot more of a threat and much more intimidating.
Fair.
I think the plot in the first game was a lot more engaging. This one was a little bit more. It was a little bit more standard, but that didn't make it any less.
It doesn't devalue it. It just God, how do you put it in words?
It kind of played up a style over substance type of thing.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Venom is style. Like he's always. If you do him right, it is style.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to Venom later because I got things to say.
Do you know?
Yeah, but so the raft where all these supervillains are where Martin Lee is there, and the hunters start trying to release all these supervillains. And during all that, Miles confronts Martin Lee and almost gets a bunch of innocent people killed because he is not focusing.
Because of
Martin Lee.
There's more to that story.
Well, yeah,
we know what it is.
He talked about it already in the first game. We did the first game review already.
All right, fine.
Martin Lee killed his dad. For those of you who don't know, Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Exactly. Okay, if you're gonna break down everything, you got to hit all the beats.
So Kraven is in New York. He's after superpowered individuals, after Shocker, Electro, Mr. Negative, Spider-Man, Black Cat, a Prowler, Wraith. I think was on there.
Mm-hmm.
It was after. There was a bunch of people. We'll talk about the side quests later. We're going to talk about the main story first.
Yeah, save the flame for last.
Yeah, because I think that's setting up something. It has to be.
Oh God! Why would that be DLC?
I don't think it's going to be Spider-Man 3. I think that's going to be DLC.
Hate it.
But so now Mary Jane, Harry, and MJ. I said MJ. Mary Jane, Harry, and Peter run into Miles at Coney Island, who has this like weird fever dream in the Mysterium where he's a DJ.
Okay, so hold on. Actually, I want to get everyone's opinion on that. Do any of you play rhythm games?
No.
No.
Really?
Dan,
No.
do you play rhythm games?
Jesus. Okay, so I'm the weird one. Okay, yeah, no, dude, I've been playing rhythm games like that's my shit.
Well, that's because you're a loser.
Thank you. DDR, Beat Saber is the current one. Like, dude, I fucking love rhythm games. I even played DJ Hero. And everybody knows Guitar Hero. Seriously, no one played any rhythm games?
No.
Wow.
Okay. Dan, you doing okay down there, buddy?
No, I'm telling you, Beat Saber is the only reason to have a VR headset.
I would play Resident Evil on a VR headset. That scares the shit out of me, though.
I just like how you said Miles had a fever dream inside the Mysterium when that's just Mysterio's shtick.
That's very true, actually. That's just what Mysterio.
He's the closest thing. He's the closest thing Spider-Man has to Scarecrow.
Oh,
that was pulled directly from Arkham.
Mm.
So was the Scorpion segment in the first game.
Yeah, it was.
But during the Hunters attack, Coney Island, because Tombstone is there, and he's borderline reformed.
No, he is completely reformed, not borderline.
Yeah.
But the Hunters attack, and that's where Peter finds out that Harry has superpowers now because he has the symbiote. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. That's a symbiote. If you don't know that's a symbiote, you're not a Spider-Man fan.
Well, not in the Ultimate Universe.
Well, fuck you.
And for some reason, Harry recognized Peter's voice, even though nobody else does.
Realistically, though, that's how easy it would be for him to reveal himself.
Yeah, that's at least Batman tried to change his voice up.
Because why would Spider-Man know what his name was?
That's true.
If it was
Frankie, you and I were talking about the comparison between Wraith, Batman, and Spider-Man earlier.
We were?
Yeah, are you serious?
I don't remember this.
There's this whole thing where Spider-Man 2 spends a lot of time justifying why Miles and Peter are right to not kill their homicidal villains.
Oh, we'll get into that later.
I already said it. We're already into it.
We'll break it down later.
Jesus Christ.
Shut up. Where were we?
We just finished the Coney Island segment.
Thank you. So, Peter and Harry are now bonding over the fact they both have superpowers. And
Agent Venom.
That part blew my mind when he was Agent Venom. I was not expecting Agent Venom anywhere.
Yeah, it was definitely the same costume design.
No, it was 100% Agent Venom.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because they actually go to rescue Tombstone, and during all of that, I feel like around that time, Dr. Connors was captured by Kraven.
Yeah.
Because Kraven's trying to turn him into the Lizard because he's already killed Scorpion, he's already killed Vulture, he's already killed Shocker, he's already killed Elektra. Kraven's just out here killing everybody. Because that's what he... Like, when he killed Scorpion, I was like, oh, fuck. I actually did not see that coming.
Yeah, this might be the most violent Kraven I've ever seen in any media.
Let me ask you this, Patrick, because you know the comics better than I do. Is Kraven really this strong?
He takes a serum that kind of enhances his abilities.
It's a potion.
Same general concept. It's something that he makes that kind of enhances all of his physical abilities. Gives him a lot of immunities, a lot of... Like, he has, like, pain dampening in it. He has, like, some toxin immunity.
I feel like potion's more on the side of magic, and serum is more on the side of science.
Well, see, his wife is a voodoo witch.
So potion.
Yeah, it's a potion. Basically,
that's what I said.
Yeah. In a way, I think Calypso does kind of make a brief cameo in this game in one place, but I can't remember.
So, during this, MJ does go to save Dr. Connors. Peter... Was Miles there too? Or was it Peter? It was Peter and Harry.
Yeah, go after
to save
Tombstone.
MJ.
Oh, MJ.
Yeah, because they already... Yeah, they saved Tombstone, now they're going to save MJ.
No one's played it twice at this point, right?
No.
But we're all gonna.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna play.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely.
So, Kraven essentially kills Peter?
No, he 100% does. Like, Peter dies.
And Harry starts pulverizing Kraven. And I mean, he starts fucking his world up. So before he can kill him, he sees Peter, and I don't know if he subconsciously did this or if the symbiote just did it itself. Bonds to Peter. And it saves him, and now Peter's got the black suit.
Wait, are you saying that you're wondering if Harry did that?
I'm wondering if Harry subconsciously...
No. That was 100% the symbiote. The symbiote was reaching out to him the entire game before that. Like, every time Harry got near Peter, the symbiote was reaching to grab Peter.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
It wanted him.
That actually makes what happens later make more sense.
Exactly. Yeah.
The symbiote suit, in at least in comic lore, it's kind of established that the symbiote can kind of sense out power, and can
Spider-Man.
Like, it knows which hosts would be which would be more beneficial to it.
So what's your take on Peter becoming anti-Venom for the first time ever?
Well,
we can get to that.
We'll get to that.
Already. I just said it.
No, we haven't gotten that far in the plot yet. So no, we haven't gotten there.
Stop trying to talk about things so soon, you fuck.
Can't help it. It's just exciting.
I understand. So once Peter, now that he's alive and superpowered, more so than he already was, Kraven's like, I got you, bro. But Peter really, really wants to...
Unalive?
Yes. He wants to save Harry. That's his whole goal right now, is saving Harry. And the only way he can think to do that is to get a cure for Connors, so Connors can turn back to Dr. Connors and make an antidote for Harry's condition. So Peter and Miles start hunting down the lizard, and Peter goes from 0 to 100 so fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've all seen the shocker, those memes. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to compare it to Spider-Man 3 for a second. Spider-Man 3 did the aggressive Peter Parker thing too, was kind of corny. Let's be honest. In this game, he's borderline psychotic, and it's scary.
Yeah.
Like, he went, because in this universe, Peter Parker is a very chill, upbeat, happy kind of guy, right?
To be fair, it wouldn't be Peter Parker if he wasn't like that.
Yeah.
But he is a fucking evil, evil guy with the black suit on.
Isn't that always the case?
I have never seen it like this. Not this.
You want to know what's kind of funny? The whole Pete getting more aggressive and angry while having the symbiote suit on is actually a 90s animated series thing. So you're asking which version of Peter didn't this affect? The original Peter.
Dude, I don't know. I'm just annoyed that he never danced while walking down.
I hate him so much.
I mean, you could just put on the Raimi black suit and walk down the street and point at people.
But dude,
I wish we had that in this game. I really wish we had that.
That's why they took away the pointing, didn't
they actually did do it in the first one, so it already happened.
Yeah.
Like, Peter was saying things like Kraven's gonna wish he never came to New York. He was trying to kill these people.
Oh yeah.
But he does find and subdue Connors eventually. And Connors is like, that's an alien. That's a fucking alien. Get rid of it.
There were actually a number of interactions between MJ and Miles and Peter and MJ. Like there were a lot of conversations that was just like, hey, by the way, I'm an alien. It was funny.
Yeah, and he was being such a douchebag to all of them. Like, you know what? Why does everyone need my help? Why can't everyone do things for themselves? Like, ugh. And he was like shit talking to Miles, like, Miles, you suck. It was bad.
You're lucky any of you are still alive.
And he was also ignoring Miles's mom when she was calling Peter.
Oh yeah, that one hurt. That one hurt.
That was savage. He did.
And
he did apologize for that though.
Yeah, after he removed the black suit.
Well, no shit. What else would he apologize?
But you see the meteorite that the symbiote came from, and in this universe, that symbiote is actually why Dr. Connors lost his arm.
Yeah, that was.
So he couldn't have been the lizard for very long then.
Well, no, I mean, Peter, before we first saw him in the first, he was Spider-Man for 8 years. So that's a pretty wide range.
They made it sound like this is probably the second time he's gone lizard in this universe.
But like, not on purpose this time, of course.
Yeah.
No, Kraven did it this time. How long ago did Connors find the symbiote? Did they say?
They don't say.
Well, they said that they put Harry in the chamber 2 years before the start of the first game.
So it was at least 2 years ago.
Yeah.
No, because this game's about
a year and a half after the first game.
Yeah,
so about maybe about 3.5 years before the current events of this game.
That's fair.
He's probably only fought Lizard like one other time.
Once, yeah.
Okay. You know what? I could buy that. Well, because this Spider-Man also has his craft down. Like, I was talking to Dan about this yesterday. If you put this Peter up against the MCU Peter, this Peter would fucking obliterate
You put this Peter against any of the live-action Spider-Man, and he would win.
Like, let me ask you guys this. Do you think any of MCU Spider-Man's villains could take Insomniac Spider-Man?
No.
Villains.
No, because this version of Spider-Man is one of the better ones in external media.
He is. He's great.
No, that version of Venom is actually kind of insane. Like he took over a city.
Oh, dude, this Venom is crazy, but we'll get to him.
Wings.
So once Peter finds out it's an alien, Connor's like, you gotta get rid of it. The suit mutates.
No, he actually was okay with it after he found out it was an alien.
Yeah, well, the suit's mutating him and kind of, sort of controlling his mind.
Kind of, sort of.
All right, hold on. Now that we're reaching sort of the climax of the story, what was everyone's favorite part of the game?
We haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, so you haven't gotten. You're right next to mine.
Yeah, we're just like halfway through right now.
Yeah.
The story.
My favorite part.
I do like how at this point the symbiote suit is kind of mutated to where it looks more venomish.
That was a big change. I didn't like the what's called the black suit in the
black suit and then symbiote suit.
Yeah, I like this
one. The first one looks more traditional black suit.
Right, but there's also the classic symbiote suit.
That is my favorite suit in the entire game.
Which, yeah, it's great. I just talked to you about this earlier, Frankie. Is the classic black suit is great, and then the symbiote suit is pretty good. And
specifically, the classic symbiote's one variation, which has the '90s animated series coloring outline on it.
Dude, I thought that was so sick.
Was that the first game?
I tried that suit yesterday. It was awesome.
There's no symbiote suit in the first game.
Oh.
No, there's a color variation of the classic black suit that has the
okay. I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's one that has like the blue and red kind of highlights on the outer ends of it to make it look like the '90s animated series.
Yeah, no, I only bought the main. I didn't do the variations. So I didn't see that.
I did that one specifically.
Yeah.
Because I didn't use a lot of suit variations either, to be honest.
But again, I said this to you earlier, Frank. The eyes didn't move, and that bugs me.
And while this is all happening, Miles tries to save Peter, and Kraven captures him, and Peter falls asleep at one point, and the suit takes over his body.
Did you just say falls asleep?
Yeah.
Well, he did fall asleep.
He fell asleep.
Yeah.
And the suit takes over his body.
Okay, fair.
Because it's not Peter. The suit is just conscious. This is technically the first appearance of Venom in the game. Technically.
Yeah.
Kind of, sort of.
Because they've had this happen in the comics and in other things like Spectacular Spider-Man, but it never got to this extent where he was just a flat-out horror monster.
This part is terrifying, especially when you're playing as MJ and you're running from him.
Yeah.
It was really cool, though.
I think I talked to you about this before, Patrick. Something I wanted to see in this game was Venom seemed like an unstoppable force you could not beat. The game really does that very well, actually.
Yeah.
Like, this is one of the first parts that shows you that this thing is not messing. But Kraven has Miles, and basically, what's the term? Like, weaves his way around to get Miles to battle Martin Lee in a fight to the death. Miles defeats Lee, but doesn't kill him, and because he's trying to fight his inner demons, and he tells Lee, "Go find the other Spider-Man. Tell him I'm here." And Lee does just that.
Stands on a roof and shows off his powers until Spider-Man shows up.
So Peter confronts Kraven, and he is mad. And the symbiote, this is the first time you hear Venom talk, says to him, "Kill Kraven."
Yeah, kill him.
Kraven.
And Peter almost does. Peter defeats Kraven and starts like choking him with the symbiote.
My God, that fight between Miles and Peter is this is why I just asked a few minutes ago, what's your favorite part? That was my favorite part. The fight between Miles and Peter
That's
was
not that's not my favorite part of the game.
All right. For me, that was the best part of the game. It did not stretch beyond that. That was the highlight.
Oh, this is a great. I'm not going to take that away. This is a great set piece, great moment. It's very emotional.
Playing as Miles, fighting Peter was the fucking best.
I knew going into this that Miles was going to be the reason he gets the suit off. It was too obvious, but they did it so well.
They did it.
And to be fair,
yeah, it was good.
It's not like Miles is struggling to beat Black Suit Spider-Man.
Well, depending on how good at the game you are, at least.
No, I mean, even if you just not combat-wise, not gameplay-wise, even in the cutscenes, it looks like he's struggling to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
But he eventually convinces Peter, because I don't know if Miles really wins the fight, more so convinces him to remove the suit.
That's what he's trying to do.
No, yeah, Peter is fighting too, so that makes sense.
Yeah, Peter knows this isn't right, but the suit's trying to convince him that it is, and part of me wishes that they had the bell tower scene in the church where he pulls the suit off. I still
no. That is so overdone. I would not have liked.
They still had a bell.
They had a bell, exactly. That was enough. That was honestly that was more than enough.
Given that Eddie Brock is not the Venom in this game, I get why they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So Peter removes the suit, and he is not thrilled about what he's done. And Harry's disease has returned. And
from TASM 2?
Yes. And if I remember correctly, Miles kind of knocked Craven out because Peter was about to kill him, and Miles was like, "Yo, we don't do that."
Mm-hmm.
So I think Miles knocked Craven unconscious, but Peter has the symbiote contained, and he goes back to Oscorp because he's trying to give it to Dr. Connors because he wants to destroy it. Harry is desperate, and you really do see where Harry's coming from. He's like, this is the only thing that's going to save me, and now you won't give it to me? What the fuck is wrong with you? And just before, he was like being a dick to Harry and basically said to MJ, hey, look what, I'm the superhero, not you, so fuck off.
And then Peter says, I can't give him my blood. It's not safe. And then Harry says, you can't make my blood die more.
You're a fraud, Spider-Man.
Harry starts swinging his cane at him. And Peter's like, dude, I don't want you to lose yourself like I lost myself. Harry starts swinging at him. The symbiote senses his rage, and they become Venom.
And then Venom says, catch these nuts, and twerks on Peter's face.
Shut your mouth. So once it's
I think this group is not nearly serious enough to anything.
You're correct.
True.
Now, to be fair, let's call a spade here. Who did not call Harry was going to be Venom?
Honestly, I wanted to be surprised, but as the narrative went along, it's just like, it's got to be Harry, because who else is going to be?
The story trailer that they released during, was it Comic-Con? Kind of almost foreshadowed it.
Once they announced Venom wasn't Eddie Brock, who else was it going to be?
Yeah.
Again, the way the narrative played out, it's like, okay, so we're starting to play the game. Okay, so Harry's agent Venom. It's like, oh, maybe he might not be Venom. Oh, Venom left Harry, and now it's Peter as usual. But who's it gonna be? Oh, okay, it's back to Harry.
Mm-hmm.
But it had to be like what else? There was nobody else at that point in the story.
The story was going, it wouldn't have made sense for it to be
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, predictable, but
one thing I need to say: the rumors that Peter was going to be Venom were really stupid and made no sense.
No, definitely no.
Like, in what universe would Peter ever become Venom? That's just.
Oh, let's see. Let's check the infinite list of universes.
I don't think that's ever happened. I don't think Peter's
No.
Oh, Peter's also never been anti-Venom, so who knows?
That's true. That's true. But Venom is playable here, which I was not expecting.
Then you haven't played enough video games.
I mean, I didn't expect him to be playable.
I didn't either, but it's not like it's the first time.
No, I mean he was playable in Ultimate Spider-Man. I didn't think he was going to be playable in this game specifically.
I didn't either, but it felt the same as Ultimate.
I thought he was less. I thought he controlled a lot more fluidly in this than he did in Ultimate. But Harry,
for the time, then
Harry fights Kraven.
Fight! Yeah, okay, that's a word.
Yeah, they fight, and
look, this guy.
Venom bites his head off.
I did say before this game came out that if Kraven was going to die, it was probably going to be the hands of Venom. I didn't expect it to be like that.
I figured beforehand. I think I've talked to all of you guys about this. I figured Kraven was going to get killed by Venom.
Yeah, he did say that.
It was the correct way to do it.
Well, because I figured, because if you remember the structure of the first game, it was Mr. Negative, then Doc Ock took over. So I figured it's going to be the same sort of thing where it was Kraven and then Venom takes over. But the way they shoot it too, like you see the blood come from his neck, and
this is still rated T, right?
That was borderline M rated.
Yeah, they were pushing it,
walking the line.
Yeah.
So Venom leaves and goes to Emily's grave, and he's like, "What did I just do?" And the symbiote,
you just ate a dude's brain, bro.
He's like, "We're going to heal the world."
He starts talking to him through his mom's voice to kind of push him down that path. It's kind of demented.
At this point, Harry is basically gone, and now it's just Venom.
It's straight up Venom.
Now, before I say anything else, this is, outside of the original version, probably the best Venom I've ever seen.
I mean, with Tony Todd, fuck yeah.
Like, this isn't normal Venom at all.
No. There's pieces of normal Venom.
The anti-hero Venom is just not here. This is straight villain Venom.
I'm going to go on a limb and say I still think Spectacular Spider-Man has the best incarnation of Venom outside of the comics.
Can we at least all agree that Sonyverse is the absolute worst version of Venom? Because I mean, I would take the Sammy 3 Venom over the Sonyverse Venom.
I don't know.
I can't agree with you on that.
I have a personal vendetta against that 70s Venom, so I can't agree with you.
But
all right,
this version,
I'll be alone. I'll be alone in this world then.
I mean, that Venom didn't even say "we," so he's not Venom.
Yeah, it's more like Carnage.
Yeah.
But in terms of his design, the voice acting, his portrayal, this Venom is actually really cool, I think.
Agreed.
But Venom is just this unstoppable juggernaut, and he makes Web of Shadows happen in a matter of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we went from Chasm to Web of Shadows. Here we are. So, symbiotes have taken over New York really fast. Like, Patrick, has Venom ever been this powerful?
In the comics, yeah, but I don't really want to get into that story because it involves
with wings.
Yeah, that's actually a thing from the comics.
Oh, okay. Never seen that.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, it all kind of ties into some of the more modern symbiote lore because
like Null and stuff.
That spiral symbol that you see on the meteor and on the map is a marking for symbiote nests and on their fit. That's the mark of Null. And I don't really want to get into Null. There's a lot to go over with that character.
All right, fair enough. So now the whole goal is stop Venom. Just stop him.
Yeah.
This guy, Doc Ock unleashed a virus in New York City, if we don't stop Venom, the whole world is going to be symbiotes. So,
Yeah.
like
The situation is pretty dire in this one.
So a symbiote takes Peter over again because there's still bits of the symbiote. Oh, I skipped a shit ton. So
He did.
Peter called MJ and was like, "Yo, if you don't stay away from Harry," as he says that, Harry shows up at his door. Peter goes there, and Cody, this is my favorite moment of the game, right here. So they're talking to Harry, and MJ and Harry or Peter are like, "Yo, this isn't you. We got to get that thing off you." And Harry snaps. "We are not Harry. We are Venom." And
It was so cool.
when he name dropped himself as Venom, I was like, like, because I didn't think they were going to call him Venom in the game at all. I thought it was just going to be like Ultimate Spider-Man, where it just called him Harry. But no, he got name dropped as Venom, and then he turns Mary Jane into Scream, which I was not expecting.
Yeah. You want to talk about? Huh?
Me too. I didn't think that we would get any other symbiotes at all.
I thought there would maybe be a
much less any named symbiotes from the comics.
See, I thought they were going to maybe touch another symbiote. It might be Carnage. Was the only other one I thought they might.
Like, if you were to ask me before this game came out, do you think any of the Life Foundation symbiotes would make an appearance in this game? I would have laughed you out of the room.
Honestly, like, because
when MJ rose up and the hair grew, I don't think I've ever been more baffled by an appearance in a video game than seeing Scream here. This was the most out of left field thing in the whole series up to this point.
I could have maybe seen a teaser for Carnage. We'll get there. But any other symbiote, I was not expecting to see. So, because correct me if I'm wrong, Scream is another one of Venom's offspring, isn't she?
Yeah, that's kind of what the Life Foundation thing is. There was this group that I don't remember what their intent was, but they kind of forced the Venom suit to breed, and it spawned like 5 offspring.
I think Riot was one of them.
Riot, wasn't he the main villain of the first Venom movie?
Yes.
Riot, Lasher, Phage, and Scream, I think, were the group of them, and they all had kind of like their own different quirks. And Scream's was that she could use her hair as a whip, Medusa style.
And this battle with Scream is super emotional. It takes a very emotional toll on Peter.
Oh yeah. This is a lot better than the Scream from the comics. I'm just gonna say that now.
And from Let There Be Carnage as well.
Yeah. Wait, was Scream in that movie?
That was Shriek.
Shriek.
Yeah.
My bad.
Shriek is kind of Cassidy's like partner / love interest in the comics, who kind of doesn't really amount to anything.
What does Carnage really amount to?
Yeah. Carnage is just like 90s incarnate.
Like, let's all be honest. We all like Venom more than Carnage.
Right, but like you can appreciate Carnage's brutality. Like it's a thing.
Shut up.
Thank you, Father.
So, going back, Peter is once again taken over by a symbiote because he still has symbiote left in his body. And Martin Lee and Miles go into Peter's subconscious and like free him. And this, I think, might be the biggest curveball in the whole game. Is that Cody said it like 5 times, so fuck you. But
thank you.
Anti-Venom. I did not. Nowhere in my mind that I think Anti-Venom. I never expected Anti-Venom.
This was probably one of the coolest ways, because I was wondering how they were going to make Pete keep the symbiote powers, because they were in the skill tree.
Yes, exactly. It was like, okay, I spent points on this. This can't just be gone.
But once Mr. Negative and Miles went into Peter's head, I kind of put 2 and 2 together, because this was eerily similar to how Anti-Venom showed up in the comics.
Anti-Venom was Eddie Brock, right?
Yes, it was when Matt Gargan had the Venom suit.
I'm glad he wasn't Venom in this game.
Yeah, really.
Gargan?
He's
Yeah,
already
Gargan.
Scorpion. He can't
Yeah.
be.
Oh,
Well, he
yeah,
was
no,
dead
no.
by the time Venom even showed up.
Yeah.
God. So Peter, Miles, and MJ make this plan. It's like, all right, we got to stop him. We have to stop him. And even Anti-Venom has trouble defeating Venom. Like, he was struggling to fight Venom. And let's all be honest, who didn't predict Venom was going to be the final? Who didn't predict that?
I mean, it was obvious.
And then when he grew fucking wings, like
That part really took me off guard.
Okay, hold on. Where did the red come from, though? Like, I get it with Carnage, but when he was Venom, where did the red wings come from?
That's how they looked in the comics.
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
the best.
That was something that he got during this story called The King in Black. He kind of, I can't remember if he absorbs fragments from one of the dragon symbiotes that was like Noel's personal like pets or something, because that's what their wings look like, and he just kind of adapted them for himself.
So
that is something that Venom can do in the comics now, is grow dragon wings. So yeah, just roll with it.
How long has that been a thing? Because I've definitely never seen that.
It's
before.
relatively new.
It's about 6-7-ish years old now.
Okay.
Because everything involving Noel is like not even a decade old at this point.
Honestly, I know nothing about Noel at all.
I don't expect you to. Noel is, like I said, he's not even 10 years old. So he's
Miles turns on the particle.
Noel's a baby.
Yes. He turns on the Emily May Foundation particle accelerator, which takes out most of the symbiote spawn, while Peter himself destroys Venom. Which I don't really think Venom's fully dead, but we'll get there.
Can Venom be fully dead?
Yeah, because
maybe not.
Well, the Raimi movies fully killed him.
Well, no. I just had this conversation with Frankie earlier. It's like, okay, so if a drop of Venom is enough to get him into the 1999-99 MCU universe, then, like, can he really be killed? It was a drop.
You never know. It depends. If any of them survive, there's a chance they could bring him back. But
I have a theory about
the little drop of Venom from No Way Home. That was different from the game, because in the game, Venom got fucking disintegrated.
Yeah.
So he can't really.
Can't
really just stay alive from that.
Oh, you're talking Spidey 2. Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah. He kind of got vaporized. So unless somehow some of it got hidden away somewhere, I don't think.
Again, if a drop dripped off of Harry.
Here's a thing that I think that they could make an excuse to bring Venom back. Harry could still have fragments of the symbiote inside of him, just like Pete did.
There are so many ways that Venom can come back.
Yeah, because I have a feeling if Venom does come back at some point, it's probably not going to be Harry again.
They could make it Harry, but I would like it if they found a way to make Eddie Brock Venom now and they have him go right to his lethal protector phase.
Yeah, that's what
honestly, I feel like they should introduce Eddie Brock first.
Because
like save that for Spidey 4.
Like, no, maybe because they said they're interested in a Venom spin-off game, so maybe that'll be Eddie Brock.
No.
Maybe they'll introduce him in the upcoming DLC. They'll introduce Eddie Brock.
Okay, but like
we'll see. We'll see.
He doesn't need. I'd rather have a Black Cat game before a Venom game.
Me too.
Venom's a more
honestly, I'm actually kind of upset that Felicia's never been playable in these games. Now that you mention it,
she's barely a factor in this game too. She's in like
her segment was kind of visually awesome though.
that was pulled right out of Ratchet and Clank Rift
It
Apart.
was. No, they even admitted they.
I was literally talking to you about it as I was playing that part.
The developers actually came out and said they used the same coding from that game for that segment.
I believe it.
It was so cool though. So Norman finds Harry, who is comatose. He would have died if Miles didn't recharge him, but Norman wants to prepare the G serum. I wonder what that means.
Yeah.
Right.
Like we all predicted. Like we all predicted.
Norman is mad. Goes to see Otto Octavius, which tells me that Norman Osborn is definitely going to become the Green Goblin.
Mm-hmm.
And if
logically, who else could it be?
And if it's not Insomniac, you're wrong, and I'm probably gonna lose respect for it.
It's Otto's final words that make me interested about what they could do next game.
And then there's a post-credit scene where Peter tells Miles that I need to take a break. But I don't think Peter's fully retired because, especially if Green Goblin's coming.
No, he didn't say he retired. Miles just kind of gave him the okay to get his life together and get the foundation up and running, and Miles can kind of cover for him for a while.
Yeah, and during the post-credit scene, you see Rio, Miles' mom, introduces Miles to her new boyfriend, whose daughter's name is Cindy, who I believe is Silk.
Cindy Moon, yes, Silk.
So
a character that a lot of people probably don't know anything about, but you'll learn.
All right, so
Cindy's actually kind of cool.
You'll learn today.
So now that we're done with the story, Cody, you've had a lot of things you wanted to say. Go ahead.
Dude, I'm a step-by-step. What? No, I can't just... No. Step-by-step. You can't just throw that on me.
Oh, you got the floor.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I got nothing.
Oh. All right. Okay, let's talk about, before we talk about the gameplay, how did you guys all feel about Harry being Venom? Let's...
Predictable, but I appreciated it. Like, it was new. It was something different that was nice, but predictable.
See, I've it's been kind of interesting watching everybody online kind of go back and forth on this, because it seems pretty 50-50 split on if people like this incarnation of Venom or not. But I'm gonna defend it, because what's one of the more iconic traits of Eddie Brock's Venom?
He's scary as hell?
No, the obsession with Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Oh, sure.
But the reasons that Brock does it is because he has kind of a misguided hatred towards him through blaming Spider-Man and Peter Parker for all of his life's faults.
So what you're telling me is the third Raimi movie got it right.
That's the only thing that movie got right about Venom. But
honestly, yeah.
He's obsessed with Peter Parker and Spider-Man by wanting to commit, has revenge and have him go through psychological torture and everything. Venom's not necessarily a bad guy per se, but he's a bad guy for Spider-Man specifically. In this game, he's obsessed with Peter Parker and Spider-Man because he wants to form some kind of twisted alliance with him.
He wants to heal the world.
Yeah, he wants... And it's kind of cool how they kind of share that dynamic of them being so obsessed with Spider-Man, but their reasons for it are so drastically different from one another. And there's been some people who said that they think this might be the most bland version of Venom ever.
I don't know that I agree with that.
I will say this. I don't think he was on screen enough.
He was only in the final act of the game.
Well, I mean, in the final act...
Same as Spider-Man 2, Raimi. Is nobody seeing this?
This is a better Venom than Spider-Man 3.
No, this is a better Venom.
It's not. I'm just saying there are a lot of the same beats that are happening. From the Raimi films, from the TASM films, a lot of the same things are happening. They're just doing it better.
Well, just like the third act is a better Web of Shadows. Let's be real here.
It really is. Well, you don't have Peter fucking brooding on the top of a building right at the beginning.
Well, at least Venom is even there for the final act of the game, unlike in Web of Shadows, where he's just completely gone until the finale.
Yeah, no, it was weird though, because he was so heavily involved in the marketing, and he's only in like the last couple hours of the game.
I mean, that's what I was expecting, was for him to have about the same amount of time on screen as Dr. Octopus.
Okay, so Frankie, are you done breaking down the plot? Are we at the end now?
Well, yeah, but we're talking about Venom.
So what was your favorite part of the game?
He said Scream. He mentioned that like 3 times.
Well, specifically is when he said "We are Venom." I kind of fanboyed.
Oh yeah, that whole segment where Harry was in his house and stuff was kind of.
Dude, that had me on edge.
Yeah, it was a very unsettling moment in the plot, that's for sure.
But yeah, no, that whole scene is my favorite part of the game. My favorite battle in the game was probably Peter versus Miles in terms of play.
Yeah.
But in terms of story beats, when Peter, Harry, and Mary Jane were in the house, and he turned into Venom and turned her into Scream, holy crap.
I might have killed the pace. I was cooking steak at the time.
But I will say this, Venom is a much more difficult final boss than Doc Ock was.
Oh, no, honestly, I didn't really like the way that played. Like, when he was on the ground, it was actually kind of fun, but when he was up in the air, it was really annoying.
Venom or Doc Ock?
Venom.
I thought the same too. I had a lot of problems with that final portion of Venom as the boss.
I thought Peter's 2 parts were good. And then
I'm actually going to be the opposite of you two guys. I thought he was too easy when he was in the air.
No,
weird.
I didn't think he was hard. I just found it not.
No. I didn't think it was difficult. It was annoying.
It wasn't as engaging as when Peter.
Yeah, it wasn't, because he was more predictable when he was in the air. So
also, it's weird that the final gameplay normal segment is from Miles and not Peter.
No, that makes sense because he is gonna be the main character in the next game.
I was hoping that the final segment would have you alternating between the 2 of them.
Yeah, same, but I mean, I'm not surprised.
It goes Peter, Miles. That's
yeah.
Peter, Miles, Peter.
Also,
Miles.
speaking of Miles during this final segment, can we talk about how god awful his new costume is?
Oh my god! I literally tried to change it during the final fight and it doesn't let you.
Yeah, it doesn't let you.
That's something I do want to mention is there are portions of this game, specifically Peter with the symbiote on, you cannot change his costume during story missions.
I didn't try, but yeah, that's not surprising.
You could change it during free roam in the story. You cannot do it.
Yeah.
God, no, you are so right. That final suit for Miles, like, oh my god, that's such a nice new look for you. No, it's not. Like,
you're wrong.
I hope when we get New Game Plus, we're able to change costumes for those kind of story segments, because I would love to play through the black suit parts with the classic black suit on.
Right, that would be great.
Why is New Game Plus not in the game from the get-go?
There's a lot of things that aren't in this game. Like, you can't change the daytime and weather stuff like you could in the first 2 games.
You also can't replay missions.
Yeah, you could also turn to a cube with a glitch if you try to change your costume.
Well, that one just got patched out today.
Oh, did it? Okay.
Yeah, which sucks, because I had that happen to me one time, and me and my brother were in tears. We were laughing so hard at that.
It's incredibly funny, but it's also
Wait, the square thing?
Yeah, the square thing. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's not just. It's an improperly loaded asset. It's also an invisible glitch. I got the invisible glitch where Miles was just not there. He was. It was a floating head.
It was a floating head. Yeah, I've seen people with that glitch. Yeah.
I also got stretch-necked Harry.
Oh, I saw that one. That was creepy.
It was terrible. Honestly, I wasn't even sure it was a glitch, but I'm like, no, this can't be right.
Did you guys see the glitch where you can find Rhino's head on a wall?
Yeah, if you clip out of bounds, there's a throne room where all of the villains from the first game were decapitated.
All right, so confirmed dead is Vulture, Electro, Shocker, and Scorpion. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never saw a Rhino actually get killed, and we know Lee is alive.
Canonically, Rhino is not dead, but he was supposed to be.
Yeah, originally they had him dead, but we don't know if that was canon or not now.
It's not confirmed yet, so yeah.
Yeah.
So he killed at least half of the Sinister Six.
Plus
Shocker.
Pretty much.
Yeah, plus Shocker.
I said Shocker.
Shocker wasn't in the Sinister Six.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But let's go ahead and talk about graphically. This game is fucking insane.
So good.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
No, I mean it looks good, but like I'm not blown away. It's it's what I would expect from right now. It's not like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It's just like, yeah, this is right for right now.
You don't really notice it unless you look at the more finer details, like the costume details or how the water graphics have improved immensely.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that the game loads the whole map at once, seeing the parts of the city way off in the distance looks so much better because they're fully loaded in and rendered.
Do you know what was crazy though? Fast travel.
That was nuts.
I didn't use it until way post game. Like I was like halfway through the post game stuff, and then I finally used fast travel, and it was just like, oh, holy shit!
Yeah, no, it's actually useful.
I actually haven't used fast travel. I've just been having too much fun swinging and flying.
Dude, I totally get you.
I didn't feel like fast traveling, and because it's so fast, then I don't even feel the need to do fast travel because I am so fast now.
The map is big enough that once you're through everything else, like when you don't have to do side things, you don't need any more tech parts. Like, yeah, there's nothing left to do. Fast travel. I only did it once I was done with everything else.
Something I will say though, because he mentioned it, this game feels a lot faster than the first one.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
And my brother was like, is it because it's running at 60 FPS? Because he never played the remaster. So he's used to playing the first game at 30. And I'm like, no, I've just finished playing the first two games at 60 FPS also. No, the game is just faster.
For me, it wasn't a solid 60. For me, it felt more like 40, 45.
Well,
were you running it on fidelity mode?
Yeah. No. Sorry. No. Performance the whole time. Sorry.
Then it runs at 60.
Yeah, it should be 60.
Did not feel like it. No.
It definitely
was. That sounds like a PS5 problem then, because it ran at a smooth 60 for me the whole time.
I had many dips.
I never did.
Wow, and I didn't either.
Me neither.
Well, good for you.
Well, did you?
It's either you had it running at fidelity mode, or your PS5 has some performance issues.
Literally, the first thing I did was set it to performance.
Well, then you might need to clean up your PS5 then.
Yeah,
because that sounds like a you problem.
There's nothing else on there.
Well, because me and him we all have newer PS5, so. There.
Oh yeah, mine might be in the early.
Because I played on the Spider-Man PS5.
Yeah.
Oh, of course you did, you rich motherfucker.
I got that in September. Patrick, you got yours back like what?
In January.
Dan just got his in like June.
I got all three of mine in January.
What?
Yeah, I think
you remember the story, Frankie? How I had to go through two.
I think mine might have been from the first batch. I would believe that.
Try cleaning your fan out.
Yeah, you might need to. That's what I meant by cleaning it.
I have cleaned it twice. It is. I swear to you, it's clean.
That's weird. You shouldn't be having it dip that low.
Yeah,
there's something. There's something. Something's wrong with yours somewhere.
Wonderful.
But the gameplay feels a lot smoother. The combat feels smoother.
It definitely does. It is, of the three, it is the most solid gameplay. They fixed every single problem I had with the other two. Most importantly, the stealth sections.
Oh, they're so much better.
God, give Mary Jane abilities. Yes.
Dude, the fact that Mary Jane is not... We only play as her 4 times, but her sections are not complete garbage now?
They were actually fun and engaging.
Yeah, the last one literally turned into a...
Resident Evil.
Right, yeah. And it was they improved on the MJ mission so much. It's not even funny.
What did I say earlier, Frankie? We were talking about so who do you think's going to be the main characters in the next one?
I still think it's going to be Peter because I don't think they're going to just drop him.
No.
But Peter, Miles, and I want to say Cindy.
No, yeah, they wouldn't have name dropped Cindy Moon if they didn't intend on Silk being a character in the third game.
Right, but it doesn't necessarily mean she's going to be playable.
That's true.
I think instead of Silk being a main part of the third game and having to develop her and all that, I think we might get a second Miles Morales game in between this one
that
and
introduces
Spider-Man 3.
Cindy as Silk. Yeah.
No. If they at this point in time with the way that digital everything is, that's going to just be DLC at this point.
I feel like if they do another, Wolverine's the next.
Dude, I'm sorry. If Carnage is DLC, then anything you have to say is only going to be DLC.
No, I think Carnage is going to be saved for the third game.
I hope so, but it doesn't seem like it.
For a certain reason.
Red Goblin?
Red Goblin, exactly.
Oh, I am not familiar with Red Goblin. What is that?
Red Goblin was the ending of a story arc that happened a few years ago where it's Green Goblin wearing the Carnage symbiote, basically.
Okay, so it's exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah. And I'm thinking because Green Goblin's obviously going to be the main antagonist of the third game. They've established that they're setting up Carnage. They're going to have to use Red Goblin, so I think Carnage is going to be saved for the third game.
God, dude, I really hope you're right because I don't think a villain as big as Carnage should be just freaking DLC. Are you kidding me?
But the funny thing is that you're overhyping Carnage. He's not that big.
Like, hold on.
I find Carnage way more brutal than Venom. He is. So he shouldn't just be DLC.
But I think Venom's a lot more
important.
Yeah.
That's why I think they made Venom the main villain. And reason I think it's going to be Carnage as you know how the first game of the City That Never Sleeps DLC.
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's going to be that. This is going to be that, but it's going to be Maximum Carnage. That's what I'm thinking.
Honestly,
I found it. This is what I said to you, Frankie. I said, do you think there are going to be 3 Spider Peoples in the next game with Silk, or just Miles and Cindy, or just Peter and Miles again, or just Miles?
No, it's not going to be just Miles. They're not going to be just Miles. It'll probably be Peter, Miles, and Cindy, is my guess.
Yeah, probably, because I think they were proud of Spider-Man 2 being called Spider-Man 2 because of the Spider 2 people.
I heard a rumor that they want to do Spider, Peter, Miles, and Venom, but I just don't see that.
No, it doesn't. That doesn't make any sense.
I thought they were going to do that too, but then after they introduced Cindy at the end of the game, I was like, nah.
The only other way to do Carnage is if maybe that Venom spin-off game is real. You could throw Carnage in there.
Do you think they're still going to do this the thing where Cindy was bitten by the same spider as Peter?
No, she looks too young for that.
That's what I thought. Like, I know we only saw the back of her head, but like, it seems like that's not going to work.
No.
So how is that going to play out?
Multiverse nonsense.
God damn it!
Because speaking of the multiverse, that is in this game.
Right. Oh yeah, the Across the Spider-Verse reference.
Oh,
yeah, I haven't finished it, so. But I do know about it. I just don't want to know any more about it.
It's not. It's not a spoiler. It's just a side scene in the style of Spider-Verse movies. Like it's not even a thing.
It doesn't lead to anything. It's probably a movie.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's not a spoiler. It's nothing.
So it's just a cheeky Easter egg.
Like, you've seen this style. You know what this is.
Whereas the flame mission, if you hadn't played that would be a spoiler because that does lead to.
And it better not be DLC.
Yeah, here you go, dude. I'm posting a picture of Red Goblin in the chat so you can see what he looks like.
Oh, goddamn.
He looks like. Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
I could very well see that happening, but I could also see them not doing Red Goblin at all.
Well, seeing how they like to take a lot of stuff from different eras and adaptations of the character, I would be baffled if Red Goblin doesn't happen.
If anything, he would definitely be the final boss.
Yeah, he has to be. He would have to be the final boss of the third game.
And I think
I'm calling that now.
3 will be probably the end of the storyline, is my guess.
Yeah.
But going back to gameplay a little bit, so because we've kind of been jumping around like a bunch of like rabbits on cocaine. So Peter and Miles do control very similarly, but Miles still has his Venom abilities. Plus, he has blue ones now. Do those have a different name, or are they just still Venom?
What?
Wait, what?
Miles' powers, like he has the yellow.
Oh no, they were just.
They were
I think
called
it was
Ultimate
given a
Venom.
different name. I just don't really remember what
The blue
name
ones were
was.
called the Ultimate Venom powers.
Or elevated or something.
Ultimate Venom. Thank you.
Yeah, the game called them Ultimate Venom powers.
Okay. And then Peter has the
Iron Arms
and the Stimmy.
With the two anti-Venom powers.
Which were similar.
Yeah. But so they both do have like if you play God of War, you click sticks, you have like Spartan Rage. For Miles, it's the Mega Venom Blast, and for Peter, it's Symbiote Surge. So it's not like if you played the first game that's played Miles, it's not like Miles is just way more powerful than Peter. No, they're pretty balanced in here. You don't have suit abilities anymore, as far as I know. And
no, and I don't miss that because I didn't like that at all.
I didn't really use them enough to care in the first game. You still have the suit abilities.
Oh no, you didn't take advantage of the suit ability, dude. Battle Focus, which was the base advanced suit ability, was insanely broken.
Oh, that's the only one I ever used.
Yeah, because that was the only one that was worth using.
Right?
That's probably why they removed them in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, well, honestly, I think that they did a pretty good job with that because one of the complaints people had about the first game was that Spider-Man was insanely overpowered in that game.
And he still feels pretty overpowered.
No, there was
one feel as overpowered in this.
There was
game.
one good complaint that I like the way that they mapped the abilities and the gadgets, but there was one good complaint. There were a lot more gadgets before.
There's only like 5 now.
No, there's 4. There's literally
there's 5 because the web shooter is a gadget.
Yes, you can count 5. You can count 5, but technically there's only 4.
I only really used the Sonic one. That's just because it stuns symbiotes.
The multi grapple. Well, actually, all of them are good. It's just that the concussive blast is the concussive blast is only really good once you get the upgraded bell one for the symbiotes.
What was the one that lifted them up in the air? I didn't like that one.
The web launcher. The web launcher is insane.
I didn't like that at all.
Once you fully upgrade it, it's broken.
I fully upgraded it, and I thought it was useless. It didn't hurt.
Skill issue.
It did 0 damage. It does not do damage. It literally just throws them up in the air.
That's not the point. It's supposed to send everybody into an aerial state, which leaves them helpless.
Cool. I like being on the ground.
Oh well, you're playing.
Well, you're gimping your damage output.
Straight on the Kingdom Hearts 2 fan.
Something that really bothered me with this game, mechanics-wise, or gameplay-wise, I guess. Mechanics are great, but I just felt that the loss of different webbing for the first game, like impact webs, web bombs.
Yeah, the impact web. I missed that.
Yeah,
those hover webs that kept enemies in the air for a good 5 seconds minimum, rather than the ones in this game that just keep them up in the air for 2 seconds. Trip mine, electric webs.
Yeah, like I said,
those spider bots that shoot at the bad guys. I really miss that. I don't know why.
That's what I was saying about
because
that's what I was saying about Spider-Man.
Those really helped in the first game. All those web mechanics really helped dealing with hordes of enemies, which this game has plenty of. But for some reason, I have to deal with each one at a time, and I know that there are abilities that do take out multiple enemies at the same time, but me personally, I just wish that this game kept all those different web features that you don't need to wait to reload or anything.
Yeah.
You had like a set amount that you can use for this many times until it reloads after, rather than only being able to use an ability once or a gadget 3 times.
As somebody who never really used the gadgets much in the first game, having them taken over in favor of powers or like symbiote powers, I actually kind of prefer having those abilities.
I mean, I kind of understand, because in the first game, if you knew how to utilize the gadgets, you just broke the game in half. And
I'll say again, despite the losses, the mapping in the second game was...
Well, yeah, that's kind of the next point, because they openly admitted that the reason why they cut down on the number of gadgets and kind of removed all the ones that you were talking about was because they thought that the gadget wheel was a little bit too
loaded,
unruly to use in combat, because you kind of had to stop the game and awkwardly cycle through the wheel and everything, and they wanted to make everything quick and easy to get access to, so they had to cut down on the gadgets. So to compensate, they tried to put a bunch of them together and kind of like try to make up for some of them with the suit powers.
And I think
I don't know, man. I don't know. It didn't really.
I think it works, because I do think that the game is a little bit more. Yeah, that's the hairy neck glitch. Yeah,
that's what I saw.
I do think it kind of works in the game's favor a little bit, because I'll admit the first game is a little bit too easy, because the gadgets and everything are just so obscenely powerful.
Yeah,
and I do think it makes the game a little bit more fun, because it does feel like Spider-Man is more balanced compared to the enemies around him.
Yeah, no, it does, but like those symbiotes, when you first fight them, they're dicks.
Was there an explanation for why the symbiote nests were still around after Venom was gone?
Because
you know what's funny? I went to clean one up, and Peter was like, "How is this still here?"
Even he doesn't know. Miles say the same thing. Yeah,
he does acknowledge it.
So there's literally no explanation. It's just like, no, this is just for trophies.
Yeah, why is it still here? Had this should have been blown up?
Trophies.
Yeah.
It's really realistically it's for gameplay purposes, because they know there are some players gonna do the story.
Yeah.
For those who platinumed it, what was your last trophy?
The platinum.
Jesus Christ, you know what I meant.
I mean, he's technically not wrong about that.
Shut up! You know what I meant.
Mine was the stealth one with the weapon.
Right, because you couldn't do it. There's like, yeah, that was
random crimes to go do that one.
Yeah, that was a dumb one.
The only two I don't have are the 25 kills with symbiote powers while in symbiote surge, and
understandable.
The air trick one, because that one's a little bit finicky.
That one is tricky.
Wait, yeah. the 30
yeah.
one? Yeah. Oh, that's easy. Are you kidding me?
Go to the financial district in between two tall buildings, and you'll get it.
Oh, anywhere, and just swing and do a trick. Like it pops before you hit the ground. I do
that, but I also have a hard time of. It's probably because of the setting I have my web assist set to. It's really hard to not slam into buildings and run into the ground and everything.
Just stay in the middle of the street.
It's not easy to do that when you adjust the swing assist to 0.
I'm pretty sure mine's as friendly as it can get, so
I left mine on default, so.
Oh, you left yours on default? I might have to change mine to default again to get it to work, because that's actually one of my favorite things about one of the settings that they added. They added this thing called web swing assist, where when it's set to 10, it works the way it did in the first 2 games, but if you turn it all the way to 0 like I did, it's solely physics based, and it makes web swinging a lot more difficult.
I would like to be able to tell you, like, X is the hardest trophy in the game, but like none of them are hard.
They're really not. Most of them are just do stuff.
The hardest trophy in the entire series was getting a 100 combo. Everything else is just
Are you kidding
progress.
me?
How do you even
Yeah.
get a 100 combo?
Exactly. It's not even that hard. That's what I'm saying. The hardest trophy in the entire series was get a 100 combo. And that's not that hard.
No, it's
Everything
not.
else is just do a thing.
Yeah, these are some of the more platinum-friendly games.
This was, of the entire series, this was the easiest platinum.
Oh, it's not even. It's
Nah, the first one was easy because I platinumed it without even really paying attention to the platinum.
No, I think I had to do something for one, but this one I did. Most of it was just.
I'm not even joking. I platinumed the first game by accident.
Literally, if I checked Frankie's list, if he gets the Miles Platinum, half of his platinums are Spider-Man platinums.
Yeah.
I'm not a platinum trophy completionist.
Neither am I.
How many do I have, Frankie?
Fuck off.
How many do I have?
Like 300 something?
Almost.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, this has been. Fuck, how long?
A long review.
Uninformative.
Yeah.
Over an hour now.
Okay, I told you this when you first asked me about doing a review for Spider-Man. I said, even before I even played it, the game's going to be good. There's not going to be a lot to say about it, because when a game is good, there's not a lot to say. It's easy to review a bad game, but when a game is good, which we knew this was going to be, there's nothing to say.
Now, I do have a couple gripes I do want to point.
Okay, here we go.
It's mainly... This game is kind of buggy.
Kind of buggy?
Didn't I already say that?
It's pretty fucking buggy. Like the cube glitch we already mentioned, the neck stretching. I fell through a building at one point early.
Oh, I didn't have that happen.
Yeah, I was doing a thing where I was doing a wall run, and I ran into a divot, and he just kind of ran through the wall, and I got stuck inside of a building.
I only had the game crash once, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it did crash on me one time.
One time in 20 hours is pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, I had the glitch where you fight, or you unlock an ability for Miles, and the input just does not work.
Oh yeah. That's I think is the most common glitch. Like, I was just at a dead end. I had to look it up, and they said just do it quicker.
I had a weird thing that happened to me when my internet went out, and I went on to play the game. And I guess because I wasn't connected to the internet, it took away my launch edition DLC, and it completely reset my skill tree.
Did you still have the points though?
No, it refunded me the points.
Okay, good. Well, that's good.
Because the 3 extra skill points that I got from the launch day bonus wasn't on it, because apparently you need to be connected to the internet for the game to register that. It didn't know what to do, and it reverted my skill tree back to...
It's probably because of those 3 points.
Yeah, it is. And like, I had to re-unlock the web grabber, and the 2 suits, the Arachnite and the, I forgot what Miles' one's called, were completely locked.
Did you change your mind about anything at that point in time?
Well, no, I just connected it back to the internet and it worked fine.
No, I meant like at the time. I assume you didn't have all of the points. So
no, I didn't have it. I didn't have everything on.
So you could have changed your mind about a few things.
Yeah, a couple things, but not really. I had like 4 things that I didn't have unlocked, so it wasn't really that big of a deal.
Well, I mean, by the time you do everything, you can get everything. Which, thank you for the heads up, Frankie.
Yeah. The first game you could get away with not unlocking everything. If you do everything in this game, you will have every ability, every suit upgrade, every gadget upgrade.
Dude, I was actually cutting it close when it came to the tech parts by the end of the game. I did everything, and I did have enough, but I was cutting it close. If I had ignored a few random encounters...
Things I want to talk about. I like how the fast travel system is unlocked a lot more in this game.
I do not.
I don't like. I'm glad you don't have to find the towers anymore. Just do
I like the way it works once you do unlock it, but I don't like how tedious it is to get to that point.
Just do stuff.
Yeah, it's not even...
I did, but even for half the districts, dude, I was doing all of the side things every time I came across something throughout the entire game, and for like half the districts by the end of the game, I still hadn't gotten there.
I also like how the bases work a lot more in this one too.
I don't.
The
actually.
hunter bases.
Yeah.
I like fine. I actually preferred how it worked here. I really did.
No.
One of the things that I loved about the bases in the first game was because they were a gauntlet.
I'm cool with them breaking.
And honestly, when you get to there was never really any instances where it felt like they were long combat sequences. And I think that's one of the things about this game that was a downgrade.
I'll agree to disagree with you on that one.
Wait, hold on. That you didn't feel like there was any kind of gauntlet in this game? Because I felt like that was the whole game.
Well, in the story, I'm talking about stuff outside of main story quests that you can go back and replay.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what I think. That's what I liked about the bases. Because the bases in the first game, you could replay them, and they were like gauntlets where you could go crazy, test some things out, have some fun with the combat. But there's none of that in this game.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
And you can't replay anything.
And you can't replay story missions right now. So
I do think they're gonna fix that.
So it's like you fully upgraded your skill tree. Great. Where are you gonna test out all this new stuff?
I said that to Frankie after I finished everything. He was like, "Hey, did you do everything?" I was like, "Yeah, I did everything. I literally have nothing left to do. I can't replay it. Like I have nothing. Everything is done. What else do I do?"
And
stuff.
It also feels like the post game crimes that you encounter aren't nearly as engaging as they were in the first game.
Why are there still symbiotes around?
Right? Why are there still symbiotes? It makes no sense.
It makes no. Why are there still symbiotes?
Hell, replace the nests with I don't know, another brain spasm of Sandman or something. Something that makes sense that it would still be there.
Oh, and dude, the side mission with Howard. Yo.
Oh,
yeah. Why do they have to do that? Why do they have to do that?
That was rough.
Good music though.
Oh yeah, great soundtrack, great voice acting.
I knew he was gonna die, but still.
Oh, dude, that hurt. Fuck.
Howard's cool. What did he do to deserve that?
Aged. Oh man, that was rough.
Yeah.
God, there's just. Oh man, you know what? I loved this game. I really did.
Yeah, it's.
All right, so
I'm gonna say this though. I don't know if it was as big of a jump in quality from the first game as I was hoping it would be. But...
Yeah, fair.
To be fair, I think if they, I think they probably wanted expectations to be met, but not
exceeded.
So that Spider-Man 3 doesn't seem so disappointing.
And see,
that makes sense.
And here's the thing, I'm actually okay with that because me and Frankie actually had this talk a couple of months ago about how Asylum was such a big deal and City was like a massive upgrade compared to Asylum.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And then Arkham
I don't like Asylum at all, but City is great.
Arkham Knight had these egregiously high expectations to meet, and they tried to overdo it with that game, and it ended up being worse.
It felt like somebody put City on Silly Buddy and just stretched it out.
Yeah, it's that they had way too high of expectations for Arkham Knight, and they over designed the game. Yeah, so I think being a little bit more, I guess, they kind of being more holding back on this game a little bit more. Yeah, conservative with this game is going to help Spider-Man 3. So
we've already had two. This game series already has a better spin-off game than the Arkham games. So there's that.
Yeah, Miles is definitely better than Origins, and that comment made Arkham Origins crash again. Hold
up. I will say though, Origins had a much better map than a lot of spin-off games because in that map you could go. You could literally just go in any direction and reach where you wanted to go. There was no roundabout shit that happened with freaking City with that big old U shape and bugged the shit out of me.
Yeah, too bad Arkham Origins runs on chewing gum and tissue paper.
Yeah, you just commenting that made Arkham Origins crash again.
Okay, sure, fine. Wait, hold on. Really, you had that? I never had it crash once.
I crashed on me like 5 or 6 times.
I have the
Oh.
360 version, and every time I play through the game crashes at least 4 times every playthrough.
Interesting. No,
The game is an unstable mess.
I played through the entire game. I had no issues whatsoever.
You must be
4
lucky.
crashes and 1 soft lock.
So you have a stable Arkham Origins playthrough, but
So-
Spider-Man 2 dips from 60 to 44. You
Yeah,
got
I get.
going on,
Wow.
buddy?
We
I
found where
get-
it balances out.
I guess I'm cursed.
Yeah.
Oh man. This has been going on for 2 hours now.
How have we been talking about a good game for that long? Because
Well,
we
there's a
keep
lot- there's a
talking
lot to
about
talk
not
about.
good games and not good things. Because as I said, if there is something that's really, really good, there's not a lot to say about it.
Can we
Except,
all agree,
hey, this thing is good. Play it.
can we all agree this is the best Spider-Man game?
In
I would
gameplay,
say-
yes.
Yes, but I don't know. I'm gonna say that it's by a large margin.
In gameplay, definitely.
I'd say that the first game is still within reach of this game, but I would still give this one the edge.
Like if I were gonna rank them, it would go Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man, and then Miles would be my rank.
Yeah, and then Web of Shadows would be 4.
Because of the narrative, I would say Spider-Man, Spider-Man 2, and Miles.
Well,
I would still probably need to play all 3 of these Insomniac games maybe 2 more times or maybe 1 more time each to decide which one I like more.
I was like, 'cause you only played them all each once, right?
Yeah.
I've played the first one 3 times, Miles twice, and obviously the new one once.
Yeah, 'cause this just
The-
came out. This just came
The
out.
funny thing is that I spent the week before this game came out playing the first 2 games again, so I literally played all 3 of these games in a row.
Oh shit!
Nice.
So I had the first 2 games on my mind when playing this one, so some of the differences were easy to spot out.
How you didn't get burnt out is beyond me.
Okay, how about a new question? I don't like Harry's face. Does anybody else agree?
Oh, shut up!
I don't like Harry's face.
Nah, he looks about what I'd expect out of Harry Osborn.
I don't
Alright.
like your face.
His face looks better when his neck is longer.
All right, you know what? That's where I'm calling it. This review's over. I've had enough. All right, thank you guys so much for listening to 4 nerds talk about
You're welcome.
Spider-Man 2.
And you're welcome for learning
You're welcome.
absolutely nothing.
Buy the game.
Yes.
Anywho,
Or pirate it. 'Cause
No,
pirating
no,
is fun.
no. This is one of the only games that's actually worth buying. Buy it.
yeah, no, buy the game. Support this game.
How's that one pirate song go? Be what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Brandon, don't I get it.
Be what you want, 'cause a pirate.
You don't even know what the
is free.
lyrics
You
are.
are a pirate.
I am ending.
I know the important stuff. It's about pirating stuff. So shut up.
All right,
Love
all right, guys.
pirating stuff.
Have a great rest of your night. Take care.
Thank you.
Peace.